Hi everyone, welcome back to another knowledge sharing session. This session will talk about custom logging in Databricks. So what is logging? In this session, we will discuss about logging, why it is required in data engineering, how to set up the basic configuration, the formatting, and finally the demo. Logging is a common practice in software development field that helps to understand what's happening in each and every steps of the life cycle of the program. This is really helpful for the production support team to identify the issues in case of failures very quickly and take corrective actions. But logging is an additional steps in your program that may affect the overall performance of the system. So we should be very careful. It is best to provide switch on and off logging system feature that can help the team to make sure the logging is switch on only if it is required. Logging is also helpful in understanding the performance of the system in each and every stages, then take corrective actions proactively to improve the systems. So why logging is required in data engineering? So to understand that better, I have provided one flow diagram or the architecture of data engineering. There are many different varieties of architecture, solution architectures are there. And this specific one is related to Azure data engineering world. So if you look at this diagram, we have multiple sources and we pull the data from all those sources into our lake. So the lake storage is divided into different layers. We call it as raw, processed, and analytics. So raw layer store all the information from different sources as it is, which also known as landing area. So the entire history will be storing there. While moving the data from a raw layer to the processed layer is the main transformation happening. Apply all the business logics, massage the data, make sure that data is cleaned and ready for the final consumption. So while moving from raw to processed, there may be different stages involved in that, and each stage may be complex. So we can log every stage into the file system, like what happened to the row in each stage while flowing from raw layer to process. The same thing can do from process to analytics. Analytics is basically the aggregated layer or the layer that can be used by the reporting team. So that while moving from process to analytics also there may be multiple business logic applied based on the reporting systems. So the process layer can be used by the data scientist and the analyst can be used the analytics layer. So based on the SLOs or SLAs, the production support team can easily go and find out which area the error occurred. Next, we'll look into the basic configurations required for logging. These are the different points that we need to consider. One is level, file name, file mode, and finally the format. Level tells what kind of information going into the log file. There are 5 different levels are there: debug, information, warning, error, and critical. So based on this severity, the user can easily identify whether the issued message is critical or warning or information, etc. Next is file name. File name provides the name of the log file name where we are logging the system, and file mode helps us to make sure the log is always insert or replacing the previously written records. Format helps us to format the message clearly to understand which module it came, which program it came, when it came, and what is the actual message. So we can clearly, neatly format the message to help the user to understand it better. So a little bit more about formatting. This is how we do the formatting. Import logging is the module that we need to import it first. Then you can use logging.basic configuration, and this is the format that we can provide to the message. Process ID is the place where what process it came in and what level the message is and your actual message, right? So we'll talk more about formatting and other modules while giving the demo. And yes, now we'll jump into the demo. So for this demo, I am importing logging, time, and datetime. So logging is the main module that we'll be focusing here. And the next cell, if you look at, I just given for the information what are the different levels we can set. Let's execute this and see what happening, right? One second. Oh, I didn't execute the first one. Now let's execute this. So you can see that first, it by default it is omitting debug and information. So once we set the level that the logging should be start from the debug, then it will start giving the information from debug onwards. We'll look into that in the coming statements. For this demo, I'm just going to take data from this specific path. It's again is the share data that I loaded before. So here I have one data Microsoft CSV file, right? So here I'm just making sure that in the next cell login.getLogger share data load. This is the module that I'm going to do. This is the name of the data load, right? And I'm going to set the level as logging.debug. In the next cell, you can say that formatter equal to login.formatter. This is another function in the logging class where you can format the message that you want to display or log into the log file. This is the actual time, the name of the process, then level name, whether it is a debug, information, warning, etc. Then the function name, and finally the message. And also we can give the date format. We know that in date we have different formatting, so based on your need you can change the formatting here. All right, now in the next cell you can see that we need to add file handler, because file handler is required when we are writing the log information into the file. If it is console, then it is not required, but in this demo I'm going to use it to load it into the log file. So logging dot file handler, then this is the path I'm going to give, and the mode is W now. That will override whatever existing, right? Then log file handler dot set formatter equal to formatter. This is the formatter that we defined in the previous cell, and logger dot, this is the logger, right? So logger dot add handler log file handler. This is the log file handler. What is this log file handler? Where we are going to save the file and what mode we are writing the log information. Let me execute this, and now we'll come to the actual work. So before that, I just want to show you what exactly the data we have it in this file. So we have 7 fields available. This is the main portion of logging, right? So now I'm giving message equal to open bracket, curly brackets and close curly brackets. This is where we are passing the parameter. Share data source file read started, when we are going to read the file, right? And we are passing what share data we are loading. There are multiple share data here like Microsoft, Google, Apple, etc. But now the load is for the Microsoft. So user can identify that if any issue happened, the issue is for the Microsoft share data. It is not for the Google or Apple share data while loading the data. The issue happened. Issue happened only on Microsoft in case if such issue occurred, right? Then we insert this information into the logger, right? Then we are reading the actual data. After reading, we are just taking the count. Then this count we can pass to the log again, how many records we loaded, right? And this we will pass into logger again. Look at here, this is just a info. This is just for the user information where we are reading. Then I'm going to do some kind of a transformation. So while doing the transformation, there may be chance that there is error occur. There may error occur because of the data, incoming data, right? So let's do try exception handling, and df1 equal to df with column. I'm adding new column. What exactly I'm doing? So if you look at here in the volume, it's this volume I am changing to millions. So I just dividing by 1 million record. So all these volumes will be converted into millions. In case any issue happens, it will capture here, and you can give any message here in case of error, right? At the same time, I also have to log in this error in the logging. So same way we can give logger dot error in error message, we can pass it there. So let's execute this and see what's happening there. So share data source file read started, then you can see read completed, total 6 records loaded into the data frame, right? So this is how you can use this very easily, and let's see how we can see that record. Let's shut down this. Once you shut down the logging, it means all the information available in the memory of logger that will move to the actual file defined previously, right? Now this is the community edition, and by default this will store under dbfs. Sorry, yeah, it's under dbfs, and the file I mentioned here, right? This is not here. Yeah, this is the file where it will store the record. Now come here and see what exactly loaded there. So in order to capture that the file, I just imported OS and listed down all the files available there, right? So this is the share data load log file that we just created. Now you can use the same option, like you can convert that into data frame and understand what exactly the data that we load there. And if you want, you can move from here to different path where you want to store the log files. So normally in real scenario, what will happen is we can have the log file separately, like as I mentioned in my previous PPT. While explaining the PPT, I explained you that we have different layer: raw layer, process layer, analytics layer. We can also have a log um, path where we can give all this kind of information. Okay. Yep. So you can see that this is what we written there, right? Now what we can do is we'll add one more addition here. So I'm just commenting out here, remove this comment and let me execute it again. Yeah, so you can see that here another message came: wrong program, division by 0. I deliberately want to make sure that error occurs in the program and it should log into the error file. Right now, let's shut down again and come back here and check what are the record we have. So now you can see that wrong program defined, division by 0. All right, this is what I want to show in this session, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So if you enjoy, please like and comment, and I'll come back with more such videos in future. Till then, bye. If you would like to receive more such videos, please like and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you would like to connect with me, I have provided my details here, my email and LinkedIn. So thank you very much.